Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Juan Luna, and today we're gonna be doing some disassemblies of these Xboxes. So I've got three Xboxes, so this is one of them, and then I got two of them down there in my closet. And I pretty much do this like about every 6 months, and it's really just to check on them and see if any capacitors have gone bad. I have removed all the clock capacitors on all of them, but I still want to check because all of these are pretty old. This one is a 2003, but I know I have a 2002 and 2001 model, if I'm not mistaken. So they're the older gen, and if you all don't know, there are more capacitors that could go bad on the motherboard. So we're gonna open it up and check them out. Now I'm not gonna show you opening them up and everything. I'm just gonna show you kind of what it looks like inside. And yeah, I guess we'll get started. So first Xbox we got is a 2003. That's the manufacturing date. Okay, so not the newest, but not the oldest. I think this might be the newest one we have, that I have. So yeah, I'm gonna open it up and let's take a look and see what we find. All right, so we opened the first Xbox here, and right away, looking in here, they look pretty much good. I mean, so here's where the clock capacitor used to be, and I think this one actually did what do you call it? I guess erupt or break. As you can see down there, there's like a little bit of rust right down there. It did leak, I guess, is what I'm trying to say. But I did take it out and I did end up cleaning the board, and it did work, which is awesome. Yeah, but this one was one that had leaked. As you can see, it's like there's still like some remains of leakage. I tried to clean as best I could, because it's really acidic. And I took the motherboard out and everything, and I cleaned it pretty well. But the ones that I'm having a little bit of, I guess, questioning is those three right there. You can't really see it, but they're popping out. Now, from what I see, they're not leaking yet. I mean, I'm really blind right now because I need like a flashlight. But I'm not too sure. Let me pull out my phone here. My other phone. Yeah, I mean, they look to be good. They look all right. It doesn't seem like they've exploded yet, but I am seeing a little bit of rust on that one right there. And if you guys can see that, you can definitely see it now here, right there. That one. A little bit of orange on the tip, which is not good, which means it's gonna fail soon, or it has already failed. It moves really easily, actually. So yeah, now I don't have capacitors on me right now, so I'm gonna take pictures of which ones I'm gonna need to buy to replace them, and I will replace them within a couple days or whenever I receive them. But yeah, other than that, condition looks pretty decent. Um, everything else down here looks good. Doesn't look too bad from what I'm seeing. I kind of want to pull out the motherboard, but it's just such a pain to pull it out. But like I said, I don't think it needs to because it looks good. It doesn't look too bad. I don't know if you guys can see, it's really blurry, but it doesn't look like it's leaking. But then again, I want to be safe with it, but we'll leave it. And then when I replace these three, I have to remove it anyways. I have to take it out, so then we'll see if further damage has occurred. But yeah, looks good. So I make a note of this Xbox to make sure it gets that replaced. I also have like the hard drive over there. It's all just sitting there without purpose. I am planning eventually on putting an SSD in here and, you know, just kind of upgrading it, soft modding it, or I could probably mod this thing. But yeah, all right, well, I'm gonna put this thing back together and make sure to write a little piece of paper on it and make sure I know then it needs 3 capacitors. All right, I'm gonna move on to the next one. All right, guys, so this is the second one. There's the first one over there. Yes, I'm doing this on my bed because I was too lazy to clean up my desk over there. I was like, I'll just do it here on my bed. So yeah, this is a 2002, so it's even older. So definitely gonna have to check this one out and make sure everything checks out and everything works. All right, guys. Well, we've got the second one open. So first of all, you can already tell these are different. Now I'm not sure if someone already went in here and changed them or if this is what came with the model. I do not remember. But they look all right. They don't look like they've been leaking. So that's really good. And yeah, so let's look around here. So we're just kind of looking through. This one looks a little weird, but it doesn't look like it's leaking. So, but this one has leaked before, if I'm not mistaken. So if you actually look over here, and let me turn on my phone's light here. You can see this one has actually leaked before, and you can see like there's like acid around that one, or like rust of sorts around it. I actually might just clean it a little bit, but let me see here. This cable. I don't know why my phone's like really like not looking too good there. Okay. But overall, not too bad. So you can see this is the older one that has the fan on the GPU, which is really interesting. Very interesting design there. Back when they realized they didn't need it, but they still didn't know. So they just kind of put that on there just for safety, I guess. But I heard this is like a really loud model. So, yeah, I'm gonna say not too bad. That one that's like a little bit degraded though, that blue one. But I'm not sure if that's because it's the clock capacitor leaked or if that one is leaking currently. So we're gonna have to take a look in this one actually and take out the motherboard and just kind of look inside and see what's going on with that. And if not, we can just clean it up, have it cleaned up and ready to go for another 6 months. All right, so here is the last one. As you can see here, over here is the other two. I'm gonna glue the rubber legs back on this one. So this one I decided it looked good. It looked really good, and I'm just gonna wait it out for 6 more months, and then we'll do another teardown, and I'll do a complete teardown. Right now, I'm just doing a very simple look at them. You know, I didn't really take the motherboard out because it was having too much issues. I was like, I'm not gonna deal with this right now, but it looked pretty decent. I did clean out some residue from the leak, from the last leak it had, and it looks pretty good. So this one is another 2003 model. Actually, let me check. Let me compare between this one here. Okay, so it's like a 2-month difference. So this one's the oldest one I have here. Now, by the way, all these do work. All these function perfectly. One of them has like sometimes the disk drive sticks, but that's an issue that can be fixed. If I ever want to fix it, of course. So yeah, I'm gonna take this one apart, take a look at it, and let's see what we find. All right, so this is the last one. Very similar to the first one we saw. It has the same hard drive and disk drive, being Samsung and Western Digital. Just like 2 months apart. So let's take a look in here. So, wow, this one looks really clean. So you can see there's where the clock capacitor was at some point in time. I don't think it got to leak in this case. Now, take a look at the other clock capacitors here. Looking pretty decent. Go back here. Looks good. Let's check a look at these 3 guys right here. These are the ones that fail the most. So one has actually, I don't know if they're the same capacitor, I didn't really check, but look pretty decent. Let's take a look here, looks really good. Yeah, this one looks very clean. I think this is the cleanest one we have. When it comes to clock capacitors, everything looks good. So I'll put it back together. Like I said, I'm not going to go in depth because it is what it is. Maybe in the next 6 months, I might, you know, tear it apart if I have enough time. If I have enough time, I'm saying that because I will probably not have enough time. So I'm just going to leave them as is anyways. But yeah, it's really interesting. I was like, it was in the back of my head for a while now, whether or not I should tear them down and just kind of see, you know, the tops and stuff. But yeah, that first one we checked definitely has to have them replaced. They need to be flat. They need to be nice. And I might order some extra ones to have them, to replace them, so I don't have to be looking at in there all the time. But it's really interesting to me, these Xboxes, because you can see how many capacitors are missing here. But that's, I think, done on purpose. That's from factory. I guess they figured they didn't need them, or they put them somewhere else. And you can see, like, right here, I guess there was supposed to be like a chips here. There could be chips here, but there's only two. I'm assuming this is the RAM. It says Samsung on it. So really cool. Really cool things that I'm seeing here. Really nice. Doesn't look too bad. As far as I know, I would replace the thermal paste, but I don't use these, you know, anytime. Like, I just don't play. I don't have time to play anymore, and if I do, I just play on my Switch or my PS5. So I'll leave them as is, but whenever the time comes when I do want to fully restore them and do, you know, the thermal paste. I did do the thermal paste for one of them. I'm not sure which one, but yeah, this will come in eventually, you know. And I don't want to do it because these things are a pain in the butt to take out. Like, to put back in is just horrible. It is one of the worst clamp down designs ever. But I guess it works. So it is what it is, guys. So that is the end of the teardown. Now I'm going to put everything back together on this one, and we're going to test all three just to make sure everything works and I didn't mess anything up. And yeah, so let me get to that. All right, guys. So I got everything plugged in, straight to the TV. You know, the cables. So let me pull out the controller, I guess, so we can test it and see if it works. Where is it? Oh, it's down here. Okay, hold on. Oh my gosh, this box. It's hard to pull it out with one hand. All right, let's see here. We'll just go with the regular. That's my box controllers. All right, well, here. So let's plug it in. See if this bad boy works. Oh, it's like, okay. Wow, the sun does not really let you see it, huh? Okay, so it power's on. Let's see if the hard drive is working. Yes, it indeed is. There's the clock capacitor not doing its job because it's gone. Okay, so loads up. So let's put a disc in it. I'm actually kind of curious. Yep, opens very easily. So let me go in my collection and let me grab a game. All right, there's all my games here. Let me do the first Xbox game. Midnight Club 2, okay. Well, we'll try that one. Never really got to play this when I was a kid. I have to open it so weird with one hand. All right. Let's pull her out. It looks a little micro scratched there. It just died, but I don't know if I moved the damn cable. These are, yeah, I need new plugs. I need to install new plugs. Yeah, this one's more firm. All right. So it boots up again. I'm going to assume that's what it was because I did kind of touch it. So why don't you go back in. Push it. All right, and load it up into the menu, but it will not put the disc in. Yeah, let me push it a little bit. Let's pray it loads. I don't know if you guys can hear the fan of this Xbox. It's ridiculous. There we go. She's loaded up and ready to go. I'm actually curious. I don't even know if I tested this game out. Let me skip all this crap. Rockstar. But it does appear to work. So that's great. All right. Just confirming. Let me see if it's unused saves. Accept, saving. All right, cool. So it works. All right, so I'm gonna eject it and on to the next one. All right, so I just finished putting the other one back in there. Time to test the second one. This is the oldest one I own. Oh man, you can just hear that fan. Let's see, it's booting up. It's a lot louder, so that fan is really loud. So let's see here. Yeah, and it has no Xbox Live on this model, but it works. It seems to be spinning. So let's open it up. It's actually interesting. This one, these other two have pretty decent disk drives, but the first one we ever opened, which is like I think this is like the newest one. It's a 2003 model, but I can't get this damn disk out. All right. Has a really bad disk drive. I mean, as far as like ejection and stuff of that nature goes. So let's see here. Let's wait. All right, and it works. Let's see it loaded up and just make sure everything is functioning correctly. And she'll be good to go. I did play a couple minutes of the other game just to make sure it loads up, and yeah, there it is. Everything appears to be working as it should. And make sure it gets to the main menu, and we'll call it quits for this one. Yep, there it is. Hit A. And it's good. All right. Well, I'm gonna power you off, buddy. Let's see how it ejects. Yep, perfectly. All right, guys. So then we're gonna test the last one, and that'll be it. All right, here goes the last one. All right, it's powering on. And notice that none of these are actually modded in any way. That one's really loud. All right, so let's take a look here. All right. So let me check the memory real quick. If I'm not mistaken, this one is like, I guess, the most used one out of all of them. None of these are my original, by the way. I all purchased these within a couple years. So, yeah, okay, let's put a game in it. Let's see what it does. Oh, yep. So this is the one that has a stuck disk drive. You hear it push. Doesn't want to. There's a way I do pull it out. Let me see if I can pull it out with this tool. It isn't really stuck. I know you're all probably cringing at this. But it does open. It's just, it takes a little bit of time. It takes a little bit of moving and fidgeting around with it to kind of open. Have enough power to open. I just forgot how I do it normally. I'm actually curious, is this fan even spinning? Because it sounds awful. I can't really tell in video, but it sounds awful. Or it could be the hard drive. I don't know. I'm pushing it down and it like stops the sound. So this is definitely one of them that I wanted to change the hard drive on. Sorry, I lost. This is definitely one I want to change the hard drive on. I'm gonna have to figure out until when this one wants to open though. It is stuck. and it wants to. I remember if I like push it in a bit and it opens. Because I tried prying it, but it doesn't really, I don't really want to destroy this nice glossy part. Look how good it actually looks. Not bad for almost 20-year-old console. This year, this thing's gonna be 20 years old, which is incredible. So let's see here. I forgot. Might have died this time, which is tragic. Might need a new, I think like a new rubber band on there. Because I know it opens, and I know it's a pain in the butt to open it. But I want to make sure everything, so at least it gets power if it doesn't work. So. Oh my gosh, okay. Let me see if I can move it a little bit on the sides here, just to kind of get it a little bit open. I know I should not be doing this, but, I don't want to take too long here. So here, kind of make sure it's unhooked, make sure it's ready to open. Oh, I just got it there. Yeah, she does not want to open. So that is bizarre. Oh, got it. I told you, it's such a bizarre thing. But I think it's... Oh, you fucking hell. Oh, I'm such a dumbass. Alright, let's push it in. It's such a weird defect. I guess I'll wait until it stops beeping and then we'll try that again. It's trying. There's no way this is happening. Oh my gosh. Alright, let's try this again. Come on, buddy. Yeah, open halfway. Oh, there we go. Okay, so that band needs replacing and needs cleaning in there. Oh yeah, it's definitely needing repair. You just saw that, it just spun right there. So it definitely needs a new fresh one. And yeah. Yeah, you saw that. Okay, so let me put a disc in real quick. Alright, the disc is in. Let's see if it goes in. This one needs pushing. Yeah, it needs a little bit of push. You gotta be kidding me. This thing is just trolling me so hard right now. Okay. Alright, stopped. Little push. I didn't push it, I just tapped it a little bit and it kind of figures, oh, it's done. So let's see. And awesome, yes. It works after 5 minutes of making sure it works. I'm gonna go through the whole disc again just to make sure everything is good and clean and ready. Skipping through all that stuff and just making sure it gets to that start screen. Let's start it. All right. So, time to get the game out. Let's see if it's easy. So it's stopping the disc from spinning. Huh, what do you know? I need to be quick though, because sometimes it closes on your finger if you're not quick. What a bizarre console. So yeah, that definitely needs to be replaced, but sometimes it starts working randomly and it just works perfectly fine. But that's not a bad fix, actually. This is actually very easy. As long as the discs read, that's actually the most important thing. So I'm pretty much happy with that being working. So yeah, there we go. Let's see if we can close it. So it doesn't close by itself. So if you guys see that, like the motor tries to close it, but it can't. So I don't know if it might need a new motor. I don't know what it is, but let me push it a little bit. There we go. It closes. And power off. All right. All right, everyone. Well, that's it. That was the trilogy there of my 3 Xbox consoles. I do cherish them a lot, even though I didn't really get one till like maybe 2008 or 9. I don't know, I fell in love with them. They're really nice consoles, believe it or not. They're my favorite Xbox console out of the the four that exist, I guess. They're not too bad, and they play a lot of the games I grew up with. I also have PS2s, a bunch of PS2s, but I also have a nice soft spot in my heart for Xboxes. So yeah, this is the one that needs the most of the work. It appears to be, I think this is the one that was used the most. I'm not sure. I mean, from what I'm seeing, it seems to have more wear on the disk drive. The fan sounds horrible. It sounds like it's dying, or that could be the hard drive. I don't know which one of the two. I don't think the hard drive, though, because I pushed down, and I think the fan is just vibrating a lot, so it needs a new fan. I also want to replace the hard drive, put a brand new one in there, put an SSD probably, soft mod this thing at least. I'm not good at soldering, so I can't put a chip inside, but I could definitely soft mod this thing, and soft mod all the other two and put new SSDs in there so they will last for a very long time. I'm also going to buy the the capacitors for this thing, have them replaced as soon as possible because they are starting to leak. I don't know if you guys saw, it had a little bit of rust, which is not good. Not too bad though. It didn't look like it was like crazy yet. It wasn't, erupting. Um, because in that case, I would have just taken them out right away and ordered some. But it looks good. So yeah, I'm gonna order them as soon as possible and replace them as soon as they arrive, and we should be good with this one. And I'll also open the disk drive, I guess, and just clean it around, put a new band in there, and see if that helps that issue, because it seems to be something is wrong. It's like it's slipping. It doesn't want to move, it seems. So that could be the issue, and it's probably dirty, and the band is just, it lost its properties of grip, so it's just kind of doing nothing there. So yeah, that's it, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Sorry for the long videos. I mean, it's just so much to go through, and I'm not the best talker. I have trouble sometimes explaining myself, but hopefully you guys didn't mind that. And yeah, I'll definitely be doing updates on all my other consoles, as I do maintenance on them and check them out and make sure everything is good. But yeah, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.